Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Marketing Rizz podcast. I'm your host, Crispino, and for today's episode, we have with us Stephen Jenkins. Stephen is the director of Carbon Construct from Queensland, Australia. With over 17 years of experience in construction and carpentry, Stephen has dedicated his career to advancing safe and sustainable building practices. As the founder and director of Carbon Construct, he leads efforts to simplify optimize life cycle assessment for the construction industry by leveraging innovative technologies. So, welcome to the show, Stephen. It is
Thank you so
great
much
to
for
have
having
you
me.
here with us.
Thank you. No, it's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, it's good.
We love meeting and interviewing and talking to entrepreneurs like yourself, especially ones focusing on sustainability. So, it's great to have you here.
Um, so I'm the director and founder of Carbon Construct, which came about where I had the time to be at home. So I won't go too much into that, but like I was at home and I did something else for a lot of mates and I copped a bit of flack about it. So I sort of pivoted towards something that I knew that the construction industry needed. So I started making a calculator, which became
Mhm.
Carbon Calculate, and then Carbon Construct, and then what it is now, like released on internet, it's probably the seventh iteration of it. So a lot of hard lessons, a lot of learning curve, a lot of lessons. Like it was very hard. It's LCA scopes 1, 2, and 3. Like all the calculations, like everything is very hard. You've really got to commit yourself fully to it, which
Mhm.
is what I did. So I became really obsessed, but I had the on-site knowledge, which helped a lot realistically since for construction.
Mhm.
So I had that lived experience of being on site and actually seeing it, to whereas the
Mhm.
people that normally would make these things don't have that experience. So they got to think about
Mhm.
it and come up with ideas, to whereas I knew it because I lived it. So it was good.
Mhm.
It was hard,
Absolutely.
but it was hard. Also
Yeah.
came easy once you put some really good thought into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really helps coming from someone who's actually been in the industry and done the groundwork, right?
Yeah.
So, to lay the foundation for this podcast, can you tell us of how severe the waste problem is in the industry today?
Well, the waste problem, sort of, the waste is there's a lot of waste, and they don't split the waste up. Like, they don't recycle a lot of stuff to whereas they could, because recycling,
Hmm.
let's say, like they have a skip bin, and the skip bins come daily, get taken away daily, and that's
Hmm.
in the budget of the job. And
Hmm.
when you see it and you speak to the PMs, like the project managers and that, and you sort of say, like, why
Hmm.
can't we get extra bins to say, so we can
Hmm.
split the rubbish and we make, a steel bin, a plaster bin, and all the
Hmm.
bins for concrete and bricks, and they're like, well, Steve, like that's done at the start of a job, like that's done within procurement and estimating, and that they decide that, we don't decide it. And for him to go and
Hmm.
to ask, the answer would just be no. So
Hmm.
also, I watched one time a contractor overorder fire check sheets, or fire rated sheets,
Hmm.
and instead of them bringing the sheets down and reloading a truck and moving to the next job so they could be used again, it was
Hmm.
cheaper for them to get labour in to put them in bins, skip bins, and have the skip bins taken away full of all this recyclable plasterboard
Hmm.
and like brand new sheets than what it was to get the labour in to put it on trucks and to move it away from site, or get a
Hmm.
return to even try and get a credit on it. Like there's no there was no incentive to be
Hmm.
sustainable, or like recycle or any of that type of stuff. So yeah, I've just
Hmm.
seen a lot of stuff like that, and it's just tough, man. Like I know that they can recycle the steel. Like I know from Carbon Construct, like I used to make jobs for my contracting company and that, there's free in the scopes of work that I do. There's free materials that you can use, and you can basically, one, you change, and it brings, like, that whole thing is down to net zero, where they
Hmm.
will actually apply a certificate that says net zero, and the other
Yeah.
two are down so far that it's one's 70% and one's like 30%, and it's just like, why aren't they changing it? Whereas, because all those costs have been done at the start of the estimation and that, and that once it gets down the line to the supply chain, like they're not going to change it. With Carbon Construct, that was why I made it to where it would be for estimators mainly. Like it would be for like
Hmm.
the top end of the cycle of the chain, where that makes the big decisions of what they're going to use and what they're not going to use, procurement, estimating,
Hmm.
like. But it also makes it to where it's gives them that time to do that sort of stuff, because it takes the mundane jobs that they do, and it
Hmm.
quickens them up really quick. Like, um, I added the bill of quantities uploader, and
Hmm.
I've only tested it up to 200 materials at a time. but like it uploads 200 materials and puts them into the individual like material cards, and plus calculates all the carbon, and it does that in about a minute and a half, or depending
Yeah.
on what sort of materials in there and what type of if it finds EPDs from or not. Yeah, it's pretty. It saves them a lot of time. It gives them time to do other things which are more important, which is to like have them discussions and like
Yeah.
to change materials and all the rest of it.
Yeah. So with sustainability now also kind of being a competitive advantage, why do you think companies are still not adopting it at the scale which they should?
So that one would come down to like in me reading a lot of things, like when I read a lot, I call it the silent transfer. And what it is that there's no education on it. So that's why I sort of started the Carbon Chronicle, which goes along, which I haven't had a big chance to put it out there much, but it's out there.
Oh yeah, I've
And
seen that's your newsletter, right?
yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
a thought leadership blog, if anything, to where it gives that educational sort of like I want to put that educational spin on it, like and give them the things that they need to know. Because the government's not telling anyone. The people who are in charge of it, like the government organisations or funded by government, won't name that, but like funded by government, they're not in the business to tell anyone because their structure is very consultant structure. To whereas like Carbon Construct democratizes EPDs because I don't sell access to like I don't sell any access to what materials for everyone. Sign up, get a free account, free for life. Like I'm not here to make money. Like if it makes money, yeah, cool, whatever. But the money would be straight away invested back into it. But like it's to make it fair because let's say like I'm still going off track a little bit, but they've made it to where what we spoke before. It's going to be end up going to be those two tiers of in the industry of those that have EPDs and those that don't. And you can have the better quote, have don't have the access to like EPDs, which it all comes down to EPDs. If you don't have access to EPDs, but this person's got a higher estimate, but he's got access to EPDs, so he has the in his submission like names the proper EPDs for the materials that he's using, that he will win the job over the other fella because he didn't have the EPDs. So, and to get the EPDs, it's like a lot of like it took me a long time, like a lot of research, a lot of emails, a lot of everything, like a lot of effort, massive effort to get access to this sort of stuff, and like emailing EC3 to get the EC3 database, circular ecology, got the circular ecology database, which are like EC3 is 90,000 EPDs alone, international, but they got like all the Australian ones as well. Circular ecology is the biggest one in England, Great Britain. So, and then like I'm in talks at the moment for collaboration with EcoInvent, which is that's the gold standard of LCA and is EcoInvent because I don't know, you go a long way by being honest and being real with these people. Like they get that, and all I can be, I'm a tradie brother. Like I drive cranes, I swing a hammer, I build stuff, and
Yeah.
they get that. Not many people sort of pivoted transition to what I'm doing, but I became like a student and I want to be a scholar. Like I've been doing my GBCA training with the GSAP, a Green Star professional, which is like the highest sort of in their education you can go is to become a Green Star professional. And that's my goal, is to get that, and which is just to legitimize Carbon Construct as well, because I can't say that I do these things unless I'm legit that. And there is no, well, there is, but they're like no difference. Like they're courses, but they're not courses. You know what I mean? Like so, which would be like for ESG and consultancy, and there's no formal education. So especially that's standardized. So yeah, it's a tough gig, man. I'm doing my best, and all I can do is try hard. And
But yeah, I think Steven, you're on the right track. I mean, I'm sure life was good. You didn't have to do this, but you've still taken an initiative to do something better and help the Australian community and the society. So that's a step in the right direction. And I'm sure gates will open as you keep going. This podcast could be one way in that direction as well. And yeah, I mean, just keep doing that. And so yeah, that brings me to my next question. Like, uh, if like let's leave the totally big sustainable initiatives, but what if a company just wants to get started with doing something sustainable? Where should they start at?
where they should start is one click LCA. Like that's my biggest. Like I don't even. I don't even view them as a competitor because they're so big and they've been around for so long that we're in the similar fields. But One Click LCA, because they've got it on point to where education is the biggest thing, like educate.
Yeah,
And they have
absolutely.
all this education, all these free courses you can go do, and you need to go do them all, like if you're into it. Like, and with like I became a member of the Green Building Council of Australia for Carbon Construct is the actual member,
Okay.
which gave me access to their training. Like theirs is paid training, whereas One Click LCA is free training. And like you get sticky points with the Green Building Council of Australia, which then build up X amount of points and you eligible for different type of things, but that's paid. So if you can't afford the paid, you go with the free. And like the free is like One Click LCA, neighbors, like in Australia, like neighbors, which is like one of the other in down south, like they're more for like existing buildings, not actual construction, but it's the same thing, LCAs and calculating carbon and all the rest of it, like the life cycle. So
Lovely,
educate.
lovely. Yeah. So, Stephen, what do you think will sustainable construction look like in 10 years from now?
So with sustainable construction, it's more that they need to turn the tide on it, as in when they first brought in safety regulations and safety legislation, and blokes used to go have beers with lunch, you know what I mean, and come back and then no one wore high beers. But it all came in and it was and hard hats, like it all came in and it was slow. It was slow going and there was resistance from the older generations and that. But where the industry sort of is that I'm now one of the old guys in the industry. So, but I get it because I've got young children, I've got grandchildren, and that you want to leave the world better than what you were given it as.
Found it,
And
yeah.
like I was born in the 80s, so we came big industrial, like where they just did whatever they wanted and polluted what they wanted. Is to leave a better world for the kids, for our kids, and just future generations. Like it's not all about us; it's about service. It's about what you can do to make it better. So to me, this was it. Swinging a hammer for someone every day or for myself. You're only doing a service to yourself, but this does a service to everyone. Like to me, it was the best time. Like it was the perfect time. It was good timing to where the laws had come in, and that like I'm all about a fair go. Like I was a trade unionist for most of my life, like in the unions and that, and when I was as a worker, and what we had instilled into us as like when we were younger was that it's about a fair go for everyone, and that a lot of people in Australia have forgotten that they're afforded such rights at work. And that was never given to them by the bosses. That was fought for by unions and the industrial sort of. No one gave them 4 weeks holiday a year. No one gave them sick days. No one gave them superannuation. The bosses didn't turn around one day and just give that all to them. Like that was fought for. That was fought and won by unions. I'm stuck on that. I can't give myself past a fair go for everyone. And Australia's a lucky country, you know what I mean? Like we got a lot of Indians here, man. Like, God bless them, because like that is the best game of cricket we get. You know what I mean? Like hands down, like people that love cricket, you know what I mean? Love, you know what I mean? It's that way for me. Like, you know what I mean? We've got a lot of English and we've got a lot of New Zealanders in that. And like it's a very multicultural country in metropolitan areas. It's not that boiling pot you'd expect it to be. Like everyone pulls together and everyone that's here wants to stay here and they love it here and they think it's great, and like so do we. And it's plenty of play. Australia's plenty of big enough country for everyone.
Yeah. I was in Australia for 4 years and I loved it out there. Like as you said, it's like a multicultural place. So I had people from Perth. I used to live with my roommates were from Perth. Then there was someone from Vietnam. So yeah, it was lovely out there.
It's good here, man.
And yeah. And the country is blessed with a lot of resources as well. So it's good. It's quite self-sufficient. Steven, so you spoke about being born in the 80s, and then now you've kind of seen a lot of change happening, right? So with AI now coming in, AI is like completely disrupting, and many people compare it to the industrial revolution. So I would like to ask you, what's your take on AI in the construction industry, and how do you see it impacting?
The construction industry is always a slow pickup, but when they do it, like they're going to do it big. And like a lot of the big companies are doing it, like they're integrating it into their systems and that. And that's where like Carbon Construct came from that as well. Like it's very AI integrated. It's very like the AI do the heavy lifting. Like that's what it's for. You know what I mean? Like it's
Hmm.
people can chat to it and you can be like and treat it like your mate. But like at the end of the day, it's a mule and it should be treated like a mule. And there's a lot of heavy lifting that needs to be done by them.
Hmm.
Even just with mobility quantities uploader,
Hmm.
like what could take up to 12 hours of manual labor from a person, it does in 2 minutes.
Hmm.
So like it saves time, and that time is better spent for that person to be on something more constructive.
Hmm.
Once they've filled out 20 cards, they're gonna know what to do, how to fill out a card. So
That's lovely.
the other 180 cards are just
Yeah.
repetition, really.
That's lovely. So what I'll do is, do you have like a demo video, Steven, of Carbon Construct, how people can use it and how they can chat with it? Yeah, so you can send me the link after this,
Yeah,
and I'll put the link in the description of the video so that people can get an idea of how to use the software and how to go around the website.
yeah.
That's
So
great that
like
you're
it
using
was
AI.
mainly so it would be very easy. So like I made it to where like I can use technical stuff, but not everyone can, and it's very one clicky. Like
Yeah.
it's very easy to use. So, there are hard parts like you need to work out as long as you get like the right flow and the correct order and
Hmm.
that like it works like the BOQ uploader and the Docker reconcile. You upload the
Hmm.
BOQ, you pass it, it goes into the
Hmm.
calculator, and then you go and put in the docket once the docket comes in, and it runs the
Hmm.
docket against the bill of quantities. So like it works out the amount
Yeah.
of material from the side and what was ordered and what needs to be ordered and that. So yeah, it's good.
Got it. That's lovely. That's one live example of using AI and making the right use of AI and not just creating dancing reels. That really annoys me.
Oh,
Seeing it being used like that, or people just copy pasting posts.
and like I put a chatbot in it. So there's a chatbot, Carbon
Hmm.
AI,
Yeah.
and I go out of my way, like I go and get really hard questions that are
Yeah.
sustainable, orientated,
Yeah.
that, and I'll try my best to trick it up.
Okay.
It comes out with some brilliant answers, like because it's Gemini 2.5 fast in it. So anyone
Hmm.
that's used Gemini knows how good Gemini is, and
Yeah.
very multimodal, like it's very, it thinks very quick. And plus,
Hmm.
we've ended and sort of prompted it in a way that it gives, you can ask it a really difficult question, and at worst, it'll give you like
Hmm.
a very generic answer.
Hmm.
And that's the hardest questions where it's like we're trying to trick it up. We're trying to get it stumped.
Hmm.
But anything to do with the app, when you're working on the app, it's always there, ready for you to answer the question like, what do I do now? How do I do this? What do I do here? And
Hmm.
that's its purpose. That's it being the mule. That's being the workhorse, where to help the user to get
Yeah.
through the harder tasks. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's I don't know. I really like it.
I love it. I love it, Stephen. That's the right use of AI. And me and my team, myself, we have built a lot of AI agents. We build a lot of chatbots. We build a lot of systems that have helped entrepreneurs take use a lot of time. So yes, and I'm really happy that you're doing that. And I
Yeah.
hope you keep doing it and making best use of AI.
The best thing everyone can do is get into it and like put
Yeah,
in the hours and train themselves. Like there's so much training out there that you can get
yeah,
for free, and it's like especially at the moment, like you know, it is like it's coming out that fast, and that like Gemini 3.1 won't come out today. It is just like
yeah. It's every week there's something new.
every week is something new at the moment, and it's like it's
Yeah.
hard to keep up with. But
Yes.
like I used to sort of go around a little bit, but I loved Grok. I loved Grok. Grok was
Hmm.
great, but I
Yeah.
found that it was very chatty and wanted to have a talk with you.
Oh, is
Whereas
it?
I found like
Okay.
with Claude, like I use Claude now. I use
Yeah.
ChatGPT, but like, ChatGPT tells you what you want to hear, and like
It's
whereas like
still, yeah.
yeah, and like whereas Claude is like very
Yeah.
very strict on itself, as in like it's very it tries to keep it real. Like it's always
Yeah. Yeah.
hard to get it to like
True.
to go in that sort of direction. So
True. True.
yeah,
So, Stephen, yeah, before we let you go, if there is a sustainable founder listening to this episode, what would be the first strategic move you would suggest to them?
it comes back to like education. If you know, if you're
Hmm.
like pretty much like, and I'll explain this. I'll tell a really small brief story. I had a meeting with a lady on my webinar, like a web meeting. I won't say who or where she was from, but like she made me feel so small so quick by asking
Hmm.
me a few hard questions to where I had to be over on top of it, like what it was about. And it was just about materials. And I
Hmm.
wasn't over it as anywhere near as man as I should have. Like I just what do you mean? To be taken seriously, you've really got to be on. You've really got to be all over it, and like the lingo, the way
Hmm.
that they say it, the way that they do it. It's like they're very stuck in the ways that they do it. And me being coming from trade, like I'm a bit rough. You know what I mean? I'm not the coolest cat in the shed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but I give, but like I've done the 3:30 leave homes, and I've at the 6 o'clock get homes, and I can do it all day swinging a hammer. Like I know what hard work is,
Hmm.
and to give it a fair go, like they really got to educate themselves on the processes of it and that because it can be difficult.
Hmm.
But especially anyone from a trade, man, I encourage everyone from a trade background to come into it because they have
Hmm.
knowledge that is so needed
Yeah.
that um they may not think they have anything worth to give, but trust me, they do. Like
Hmm.
they've got, if they've been on site for years and they've seen it all on site,
Hmm.
they got plenty to give because they've got that on boots on the ground knowledge
Yeah.
of the workings of a construction site. And until you've been on one, it's a different world. So
Yeah. Steven, well, I've got another idea for you. Since you've already taken the step in that direction, you have the idea, you have the knowledge of AI. I think maybe you could also look into building a platform where you get the tradies involved and
yeah,
use their knowledge and kind of, like a Uber or like an Amazon of sustainability.
yeah, like I've got mates to do like he does estimation and that, and
Hmm.
it's his education stuff was just great. Like it was awesome. Like and also like everyone should always as well like endeavor to learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Like I'm just a carpenter. If I did a resume, I'm a carpenter and drives cranes, and that's how I view myself. But
Hmm.
that is so much more than what it is. Like I have a mate who's a data analyst, and he's a smart dude. Like he is smart, but he was making one of these as well for his own country. Like he's from a different country, but he was stuck in the math.
Hmm.
But I'm a builder, so I just build. Like I don't build with whatever's in front of me. I just build and I build, and all I know is how to keep going. And so I built, and I let all that stuff take care of itself. So and he was a big help as well. But like if they come from construction, they're going to have that behind them, that motivation to where they're not going to get stuck on anything. They're going to keep moving forward.
Hmm.
And that's what it is. That's what a lot of it is that to get sustainability to move forward is one of the main reasons why I got into it was because the more people that are involved, the easier it is for everyone else. But like governments have all these 2030 goals and net zero by
Hmm.
2050 and that. The easiest way to get to those goals is if to get the more people involved in it. And the more people you have
Hmm.
involved doing it, it's a lot of work for everyone else. You know what I mean? Like many hands make light work. So it's that's something I can think of it. Like, yeah, more people,
Love
the
it.
merrier.
Love it.
That's why I give it away for free.
Yes.
Like, there's paid
Love
tiers,
it.
but like it's but that's for business that can afford it. Like it's
Hmm.
um
Well, Stephen, all the best. You're doing a very good initiative, and I'm sure you're going to rock it. And just before we let you go, if anybody wants to get in touch with you to work with you or to know more about Carbon Construct, where should they reach you at?
Steve at carbonconstruct.com.au, or there's a on the website, and I encourage everyone to sign up. Like it's free. They can reach me through the site. There's contact me forms and that, and
Hmm.
they can book video meetings on that. So half-hour blocks and demos and tours of the website, and I love talking about it. Like, and the further it gets out, I never wanted to make like people call it a SaaS and that, where to me it's not. Like I want infrastructure.
Hmm.
I want to be that infrastructure that the big software mobs they need me because like there's APIs in our RESTful backend and there's like it's an MCP now, like it connects to
Hmm.
everything. And like even over
Yeah.
the weekend, like we're going into the MCP of big software. You know what I mean? Like there's big
Hmm.
software out there that ability integrations and that. And the best thing about MCP is that you get the natural language with it through an LLM. So like,
Yeah.
and it's let it do the heavy lifting. It's there's some pretty cool stuff coming up, like and the first of its kind in the industry. And I don't know, I'm not a developer and I'm not a consultant, so I can't give their side. I can only give my side, and from my lived experience. And these are the things you want. These make it better. These make it easier.
Hmm.
People got to stay on. You know what I mean? Keep your keep your fingers on the pulse of the technology and what's coming out, and move with it because or else you'll get left behind. So
Yes, absolutely. AI is taking over, and it's time for us to live with the times. So, thank you so much, Stephen. It was great having you, and we wish you the best.
thanks for having me. Cheers.